Now we have the inevitable, likely underwhelming, Rashomon piece. A few statements about Rashomon. Firstly, this shot is so good, it's going to take up the entire video. Anyone who has a problem with this can unsubscribe. You're not welcome here. Secondly, this title is the ultimate in distilling the unique qualities of cinema compared to literature, theatre, comic books, paintings, video games, anything you can think of. More modern video games copied the qualities of cinema, animated, computer-generated films, in a much more subpar and suffocatingly banal way, but otherwise no translation of Rashomon into another medium will carry a modicum of the power of Kurosawa's masterly picture. It isn't the narrative revelations which really ought to enchant one about Rashomon. The notion that people lie, that you'll hear multiple sides of the story. Please do not consider this the major takeaway from Kurosawa's Rashomon. Instead, consider how all of this is told. Indeed, consider how this hackneyed idea, yes, is transcended via some of the very best direction, telling, in the history of the medium to this day. We can speculate back and forth on the dramatic profundities of Rashomon's screenplay, but what really enforces Rashomon's reservation in the cinema arc is how it sells us on its vaguely trite premise. There are so few films as well directed as Rashomon. Again, regardless of how we feel about it as a moving narrative, as a revelatory exercise, if this was any less well directed, no one would give a stuff at all. As a piece of prose fiction, a novel detailing these events is so scaffolded and dry. The cinema medium composes these different perspectives, complementing the story as we know it, with additional footage, superseding footage, which so thoroughly proved cinema's superiority to literature that I'm convinced that literature locusts simply haven't seen the film, or in any half-decent resolution, possibly. If you have any disagreement with what I say here or anywhere else on this channel, and you don't make an attempt to disagree in the comments, it's because you are wrong and you know it. If you weren't, you could confidently argue against me, but you are not remotely able to. I'm done with all of you. I'm doing this for me. You can either reconsider anything you feel challenged to about this medium via viewing this channel, or you could quiver and retreat, assuming you'll enjoy the taste of dense sand. We'll never be really well off as an attempt at discourse unless we can be openly scathing and harshly critical of each other. I assure you the submerged narcissist within me will welcome any vitriolic criticism of myself. I've been experiencing it almost my whole life. I had to turn it into pleasure at some stage, otherwise I'd go even madder. Nothing you disgruntled, less articulate film fans can write or say about me will faze me. I unhealthily revel in it. It nourishes my soul. But not as much as Kurosawa's films. Hey, there's a challenge for you. Say something so mean-spirited and nasty about me that it thrills me as much as one of Kurosawa's best films. I'll pin the comment. Perhaps next time we'll be watching a superior upload for a really inferior film. In 1951's The Idiot, that Dostoevsky adaptation. Well, how does that one go then?